So many, welcome to Mike's Diabetes World, but so many of the diabetes problems that people have is, oh, I don't want to use a needle every day. Oh, why can't I just go on and have all the carbs I want? Oh, why today do I have to watch my blood sugars? Why do I have to do my blood sugars all the time? And a lot of times people forget that this is a hell of a lot better than in, I don't know, from 1900s to 1924, where we didn't have insulin. So many people died with type 1 diabetes. If you got type 1 diabetes, that was it. And usually within 2 to 3 months, you were gone. And so nowadays I hear, oh, I don't want to do that. Or things, no, I don't like to count carbs, so I'm not going to do it. And they start getting into these complications because they don't watch their blood sugar. Where a lot of times things could have been prevented if you had a normal blood sugar. Now, in Canada, it's 3.2 to 8.2, I believe, give or take. You have to watch what you're doing. But a lot of times, people are so worried. Oh, I don't like to do this. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Oh. And it really is sort of a first world problem. If a person had diabetes, excuse me for a sec. There we go. Sorry. In, I don't know, Africa or whatever, and had to take insulin, they'd probably really enjoy it. But it's all like, oh, well, it affects my feelings. Well, it may affect your feelings, but sometimes we all need a good swift kick to say, come on, we've got to get your blood sugars under control. That's the only way you're going to live. Pure and simple. You can lose your eyesight. And I can tell you, the fall of 2020 to spring of 2021, I can remember looking at, in the hospital, looking at a sign, where they write your name and how long you're in for and everything. And really, I couldn't read it. That scared me. And especially for years that I started to really tighten or try to tighten up my control. And oh, sorry, itch. And how am I doing with that, you might ask? I'll have to find it before. Oh, there it is. I found it. Well, I'm 9.7. Doesn't just because you try to work tight control doesn't mean you always get it. And yes, sometimes you're going to spike, sometimes you're not. But you need to do your best. Because remember, don't strive for perfection, because it's never going to happen. Excellence. And, I mean, if you're eating right, if you're exercising, if you're taking your medication, doing your blood sugars, all the items that we need to do, and you're still not gaining the control you want, you need to talk to your doctor. I've talked about this before. When I was first diagnosed, we had to do urine tests, and we had to go to the bathroom, and then we had to go to the bathroom again. And then we had to do a little science experiment that would tell you whether you were high or low. And back then, we didn't have this, if you're over 14, test for ketones. You had to do it every friggin' time. So a lot of times, it came out 0 or -0. But people whined about that, and then I don't like to do blood tests because pads of my fingers hurt. Well, do it around the side. No matter what, there are always going to be people who complain. You don't have to complain. You can get up, you can support diabetes, or get on the line for new tests. But don't just say, oh, I'm not going to do it. Because what you're saying is you are giving up on you. And that's garbage. You need to be the best you can be at controlling your blood sugars is a great way to start. Now, I'm talking more for type 1 adults who really kind of just get so tired of doing everything all the time, and they call it burnout. But really, where would you be if people would have not discovered insulin? Yeah, your blood sugars will be through the roof. And I remember reading a book years ago. I think it was maybe a story of Banting and Best. And they talked about stuffy nose, going into a diabetes ward. And no one was talking. They were all they were skeletons. And control, find a way to do what you need to do. Talk things over with your doctor. That's a great place to start. There was a lady, one time I was in the hospital, who was petrified of needles. and she would go racing off, racing down the floor. They had to call code white or code yellow or whatever it was for missing patient. Just because she either had to take insulin or to take a blood test. And you have to somehow get over your hurdles. Yes, it sucks. I'll be the first one to say that. But doesn't mean that you can't do it. You'll get used to doing things. But don't let diabetes win. You win over diabetes. A little change to the little phrase. But you can win. And winning is living without complications. Take control of your blood sugars. Have a good day. Bye now.